there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, Jon the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
All right, this is Jon, the vocalist of Imonolith, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, Jon the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Jon Howard. He's the vocalist of Imonolith. Imonolith is set to release their debut album, State of Being, on March 27th via Imonolith Music. Imonolith has released their video for the new single, Instinct. Also, check out their debut single, Hollow, because it's very, very hard-hitting as well. So you definitely want to check these videos out and these singles. So, Jon, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Just hanging up here in Canada. Got some snow and some ice, so I'm hiding inside. So hiding in my studio, making tunes. But, yeah, it's going good, man. I'm excited to get working with the Monolith, get back on the road.
You keep that snow up in Canada, damn it. You keep it there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll get rid of this.
I'm ready for spring and summer and baseball.
I know.
Let's go.
I'm over it, man. I'm over it.
So how's it been working with Adrenaline PR for you guys so far, man?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I've never worked with them before, but yeah, they seem to be doing a great job, because we're running things on our own, right, with the Monolith Music. We don't have a label or anything. So we searched out, the best PR and the best people to work with. And, yeah, they're spreading the word and, hooking us up, helping us out. So, yeah, can't complain.
Who got the ball rolling to form this band in Imonolith? How did it all come together, Jon? Because this is kind of like an all-star quartet, man, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man, working with some heavy hitters, man. So I'm happy to be involved in this project. But basically the idea of Imonolith spawned with Ryan, our drummer, and Beef, the guitarist. They played with the Devin Townsend Project for, I don't know, well over 15 years. So they've been touring with Devin for a long time. But in 2015, they started writing together for a new project. They didn't know it was going to be called Imonolith or who was going to be singing or anything, but they started writing. And maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that, I got a phone call, asking if I wanted to try out for this project. And like these guys have toured the world many times over, and they know every badass singer around, right? Mm. So for me to get the call to try out, you're damn right I jumped on that. So I tried out, made the project, and yeah, man, we just started working on songs right away. They already had a catalog of stuff written, but once I jumped in, I think it was in 2018, we just hit it off, man. So it's nice to be working with professionals and getting this show going, man.
As soon as they called, Jon dropped the phone. It was over. It's done. They got the singer.
Yeah, right? It's on.
How was it working with Jens from Meshuggah? And plus you had Swedish vocalist Johannes Eckerström, who made guest appearances on this album, man. Yeah.
So, see, I don't know the Meshuggah guys and, Johannes. This is like I was just saying, how Ryan and Beef, those guys know, these badass musicians. So Ryan is great friends with Jens from Meshuggah, so they talk all the time. And he just brought up the idea, like, hey, man, you want to collaborate on a song, throw some screaming parts in the song. So we picked, like, the heaviest, most badass track. It was called The Rain. And it's got like 200 BPM blast beats. And then when Jens' voice kicks in on the chorus, his massive voice, it just like turns me into a little girl. Like he just sounds so massive, dude. So yeah, it's very cool. And then Johannes brought a really cool vibe into another song we did, Becoming the Enemy. So it just sounds cool. So it's nice to have that little bit of diversity, having these little guest appearances, So it was fun to do that.
You have your Nelson moment from The Simpsons as he's watching Tom. I think it's Tom Jones and in Vegas, like, it's Jan's.
Yeah, right. It was exactly like that.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making this debut album, State of Being, if anything, man? Is there anything that stands out about it, specifically, possibly for you?
Well, just getting that phone call was awesome. And then I flew out to Vancouver because the whole band is from Vancouver. That's the other side of Canada. See, I'm over in Ontario. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool that I get to fly over to Vancouver all the time. The weather's a lot nicer there, too, so that rules. But, yeah, we did some recording out there, which was cool. But then we work with a producer. It's Ryan's brother. His name's Jay Van Poederoy, and he has a studio down in L.A., So, our first single we ever did, Hollow, we flew down to L.A. and worked in L.A. with his brother in the studio. So that trip and that adventure was just just epic. We're doing it. We're working in the big studio, big producer, big single. We made the video, popped it out. So that was a big point in the starting of Imonolith, getting everything going,
But working with him, as far as a producer, did he get something out of you or anybody that may, somebody else may not have gotten possibly? I mean, did he push you hard on this?
Oh, totally. He's used to working with major rock acts and hard rock acts like Nickelback and a bunch of other bands, Airborne, but he's also a metalhead too, right? And he wants to get more in the metal world, but a producer, I learn so much every time I jump into the studio. I own and work at a studio as well, so I know what it's like to produce. But you change seats or change hats for a second, right? Mm-hmm. So, I always listen to the producer and take on his ideas. Even if I'm not sure, he'll try to pick you out of your element, try to get you to do something new. You just try it. And then you can really, shock yourself. Oh, damn, ooh, that worked. You just always pick up new tricks. So working with him and all his experience, making major gold-selling records, he has tricks and ideas. So it was just awesome working with a dude like that,
Did everyone contribute or give their input on this album? I know that everybody works together on this, but what about you guys? Did the writing of this album show the versatility of the songwriting, possibly?
Steve and Ryan kind of started the writing, and they both came up with a lot of ideas. Then they brought me in, and I have a lot of different ideas too. And the cool thing is, as soon as they started hearing, I actually sent them guitar riffs, and I wrote songs on guitar, and then I wrote vocals. And a lot of this stuff I came up with, we got together and we used it on the record. I made this whole intro with keys and pianos and guitars and creepy shit, and that we used that for the record. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a good collaboration between us. And then Kai came in, he added his little flair because he has all these quirky little guitar ideas and stuff like that. So it's kind of a combination there, but it was mainly the three writers, myself, Beef, and Ryan for this one.
Any tracks so far standing out more to you than any right now on this album? I know it must change every time you listen to it or you talk about it, but just for you, John, do you have any that stick out possibly for you that may be a sleeper possibly?
The one song I wrote guitar, I wrote most of the guitar on it. It's called We Never Forget. So I'm kind of biased in that sense because I'm yeah, man, I wrote a lot of that one. So when that one comes on, I'm sick. But there's this other kind of, this one I still think it needs a music video because it's one of the more just slower grooving, big chorus, because this record is up and down. It's got fast stuff, slower stuff, but it's pretty heavy record all around. Mm-hmm. But there's one song that's just super catchy, melodic, called Breathe. So I'm hoping one day we make a video for that one because I really love that song. Just sounds like something that, one of those songs is did someone write that already?
Yeah.
But they didn't,
Yeah.
It's just one of those good, catchy songs.
are there any songs that didn't make this album that we could see down the line from you guys, maybe on an EP or another full length possibly?
That's so funny you said that, because you said down the line. But yeah, I've never been asked this question, but we're doing the tour and we have a song called "Draw the Line" that we're gonna rock it in Europe, man. So we just had that idea a couple weeks ago. I'm like, why don't we bust out a song like that's not on the record? So we're gonna bust that one out, man. So there's gonna be some video of that. Killer song. It just there's not enough room. You don't want your album to be like too long when you're first coming out, right? So
sure, yeah.
Unfortunately, we had to save that one. So hopefully we'll smash that on the next one.
Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs, which would be the first single you wanted to release for the album, or was it hands down Hollow, man?
Oh yeah, Hollow was just that was one we wrote in collaboration with the producer in L.A. We wanted to write something like big and catchy and just driving, just like a good single, So that was a collaboration effort. And then the rest of the songs, we weren't sure. Everyone could make their own list, but I want these songs on the record. I want these songs on the record. Well, we asked our producer to, what's the best stuff to put on here? But I think we had maybe 15 songs or something. It's not like we had like 30 songs. You know what I mean? Like we have like half songs sitting around, so it's not like we had a ton to choose from. But we collaborated with our producer to pick the very best stuff and to focus on those. And we'll just keep everything in our arsenal and finish that at another time for sure, man.
Is this the sound of the band that you guys are wanting to put out, or are you guys eventually want to go outside that box? Is this what a heavy metal album, in your opinion, should sound like? Possibly.
It's interesting because when I first joined the project, I was assuming, I was under the assumption it was like a really heavy band. Like this was just going to be a ass kicker band. And we have those songs, but as we started writing together and working together, we just we didn't really focus on making heavy songs. We just started focusing on making songs. A lot of them turn out heavy, but they get melodic as well. So, sometimes there's a preconceived thought. It's like, oh, we want to write a song like this. Oh, we want to write one like this. But sometimes there's not, and me, I love all different styles of music, and I love singing, love screaming, I love doing it all. I love playing acoustic guitar, so I don't know which direction the band's going to head, but as long as all our heads in the same space, you know what I mean? I'm open for a lot of different stuff. But Imonolith is a badass band, so I'm sure we're going to keep it that way, whichever path we choose, man.
Maybe that's a blessing, because a lot of times people come into these bands are like, we're going to be a hard-hitting, heavy metal, kick-ass band, but lo and behold, down the road, before the foreseeable future, you went down this path, and that actually took off, which I like that.
Yeah, you can't really hold yourself to something, You have to kind of feel it, flow with it,
Right.
Collaborate with your members, play what's right, what feels right. You can't just play a certain way just because that's how you think you should sound.
Yeah, and that's lightning in a bottle most of the time, honestly.
Yeah, man, right?
What do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of Imonolith's music in general? What do you hope they get from it, man?
I hope they get just any form of emotion. You know what I mean? That's just all up to them. I hope they just feel something. Even if it doesn't even matter what it is, but it's just music, man. I hope it would have that power to give you something, whether it be, hopefully it's a positive thing, a good positive outlet, but as long as it hits you and you feel something, I'm happy. Even like songs, right? Because I'll feel a certain way listening or singing a song, but you'll feel a completely different vibe with that song. You know what I mean? You'll be there'll be 200 people in a room. Everyone will be feeling it, but it's all something different. You know what I mean?
I know no one's reinventing the wheel, but in your own opinion, what does Imonolith bring to that table for music? What does it add to that table for music that's not out there as of right now,
that's
if
funny.
anything?
It's funny because I've used that before, because people ask, oh, what's Imonolith bringing? And I've always said, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to be the heaviest band, or we're not trying to be the most technical band. I've played in very technical bands and very skilled, crazy, you push the limits, but this band is more just writing good songs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, just writing music and and having each different member having, each guy's a little different, right? They bring something different to the table. Like we each have our own favorite bands that are completely different, right? But we get together and we play metal and it all brings this flavor. And when you put all these, different flavors together, man, you get something unique, I'm not going to come out and say, oh, this is so different. This is, you know what I mean? But it's just good songs,
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass, but it's killer songs and they translate well live, So I'm really excited to get out there because they pump live. You're going to be able to understand them and rock out to them and have a good time.
So what can fans expect at a show from Imonolith who have not got to see you guys as of yet, or when they come to see you, what are they going to get, man?
Much like 5 sweaty dudes. Oh man. Like we've played 3 shows in the past. We played 3 shows last year just to get together, get things going. But we're hitting the road and we're playing for a full month in Europe. And we couldn't be more excited, man. We've been rehearsing for the past couple of months. Like I'll rehearse at home and those guys rehearse in Vancouver. But we have a whole set planned out. It's well thought out. I got light show and shit. It's going to be really cool, man. But it'll be very energetic. And, if you're not sweating or bleeding with us, then, we've failed.
What made you want to be a musician? What was that spark, if you can recall, that said, yeah, I want to do that?
I remember actually, how old was I? Frig, man. It was in 1994. Because I got put into piano class by my mom, and then I took guitar, and then I couldn't do that either. I just got fed up, so I didn't try anything. But then I guess Kurt Cobain killed himself.
Yeah.
So then I was all like, who is this guy? Why did he kill himself? He's a rock star. He made it. What the hell's wrong with this guy? And I got interested, so I started learning some Nirvana songs. And they're so damn easy, and I could actually play them. I felt like on top of the world. I'm like, oh, man, I could do this. So I'm playing guitar, singing the songs. I'm like, I was just hooked ever since, just playing those nursery rhyme kind of songs. And that pulled me into heavier music and different music and just never stopped since, man. I was probably like 12 or something.
It blows my mind because I remember, and you said you was young at that point. I was in high school at that point. No, yeah. I was about ready to go into high school at that point. So you made me feel, oh, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I was sitting there. Right? I remember exactly the day that happened. I was sitting there doing homework. And every time I get home from school, I'd always turn on MTV and watch music and listen to music, while I do my homework.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden they come on, it's Kurt Loder, and he says, breaking news, Nirvana's lead frontman, Kurt Cobain, dead of apparent suicide. And I went, what the fuck? I was like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I was like, what?
And I was so young, right? I didn't even know who it was, but it somehow hit me,
Yeah.
Like, who is it?
It floored me because I liked Nirvana. I liked all kinds of music, but when it just like punched me in the gut, I was like, what?
Yeah, there's those people in the world that are inspirational, it just makes an impact,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's what really got me into playing. I was like, oh, maybe I could be a rock star and off myself one day. No, joking.
But here's the thing. Music comes in waves. Metal comes in waves. Yeah. I mean, all this genres of music comes in waves. But it seems like after that happened, here comes the resurgence of metal music to save the day as always.
Yeah,
so,
metal's always there, man.
Yeah.
Metal fans are like tried and true, man. Like they're committed. That's why I love metal, man. It's pure. It's real.
So far with these singles that's out right now, John, is there a country that stands out or shocks you guys that Imonolith gets support from, where the music gets played, possibly there?
I'm not sure, man. I haven't been keeping up. But the whole idea of going over to Europe is just, there's a good scene over there. I found, like, finding touring with my previous bands, it's hard to break in the U.S. and even Canada, but Europe, there's something going on over there. But we'll make it into the U.S. soon. We have, we're looking at plans, but getting over to Europe and UK especially, my guys were stoked on because Devin Townsend did really well in UK. But on my bucket list, I don't even care if we do well. I just want to go over to Australia and ride some kangaroos and shit. That'd be fun.
So going back to when you were younger, did you have that go-to album or maybe just a song that let you escape for a while? Did you have that possibly that made everything feel all right for once? There's a lot of those songs, man. It depends on my mood. There's songs that I've written. There's songs, other people's songs. I don't know. I like bands like Nine Inch Nails and A Perfect Circle, and that stuff takes me on another journey. But yeah, and then I also write my own stuff. Like I'll write my solo stuff. Just music in general takes you away from reality. You'll just sit there recording or playing, and you'll just lose track of time. You'll forget about your problems or whatever the hell you got going on. Everybody's got issues, but music is that escape. That's exactly right. Music is the universal language, my friend.
It sure is, man.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Imonolith's new album. It's their debut album, actually, State of Being, on March 27th via Imonolith Music. You want to get out and support these guys, please give them a chance. Jon, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, this new debut that's going to come out? How can they do that?
You should jump on imonolithband.com. So imonolithband.com. There's tons of stuff on there, all the info and everything. And we have this whole pre-order thing for the record, and it goes through stages. It's like a custom pre-order. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It's really cool. So, like, number one, you pick the CD or a vinyl, pick the color of it. Number two, you pick, like, a shirt or hoodie or whatever. Then it gets into, like, coffee mugs and thermoses, and it gets into all this cool stuff, posters. But you can create your own package, and the more stuff you click, it kind of, like, gives you deals. But it's all print to order, so it's just it's a really cool site. But we're active on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. We keep up on it, man. So but the best way is to come out to a show and come say hi, because we're going to be stumbling around all night.
Before I let you go, Jon, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure, man. All right, this is Jon, the vocalist of Imonolith, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our new podcast link. Also, it has our YouTube page. You want to go subscribe to the YouTube page, because anything and everything we do will be put up on it, and plus the new podcast link as well. And also, please give Imonolith a fair shot. You will dig these guys. And, Jon, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck out there, dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. And you guys will listen to the Jon and Jon Show.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I'll see you.
Perfect. Thank you, man.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.